everyone, welcome to your workout. Today's workout is going to be a full body strength workout doing Pilates. So we're going to work from basically head to toe, cover all of our fun body parts and strength and tone, all that good stuff. So you'll just need a dumbbell because we're going to be doing some wrist strengthening exercises. So it's not necessarily bulking muscle exercises, but definitely honing in on the wrist. If you're injured, if you've had some injuries or recovering from some, this will be great for you. And then we will do some leg exercises and gentle arm and leg exercises. Finish up with some core, and that's going to be it. Okay, everyone, you also need a little stool or a chair to prop your arm up on for these wrist exercises. So to start, you know that I've had my wrist injured as I fell off my son's bed and caught myself with both hands. My left arm was hurt worse than my right. And so anyway, the point of the story is don't do crazy things when you're close to 50 years old. And then if you are doing some crazy things and you happen to get injured, please rest and see a doctor. Make sure you get the right physical therapy. I'm doing some therapy. I've also been to the chiropractor and specialists that can help me with my joints and movements. I've also researched some good solid exercises for you if you're suffering from some of these injuries. So to start, we're gonna do some wrist exercises. Take a teeny tiny dumbbell or a bottle of water or anything, and we're just gonna curl the wrist up. So right now, your hand is flexed downward, and we're just gonna curl it up. And so you just need your stool or chair or table for support. So we will do about 20 of these on each hand. We have a few exercises focusing on the wrists and the forearms. We will do the bicep curl, but right now this is just the wrist curl. Okay, now flip your hand over and curl the opposite way. Crazy thing is, I also am having this tennis elbow issue, and I thought it was getting better, and I had stopped doing some of the chaturanga push-ups, the yoga push-ups, but it kind of flared up again. So I'm also modifying my workouts to not use this elbow, but using the forearm and then focusing just in this area and on fixing and correcting my wrist injuries. That's sort of the focus right now. So now you're gonna take your hand, take any kind of squeeze toy or a towel or anything, and we're just gonna open and close the hand for a count of 20. So now we're strengthening our grip. We're gonna do all the same exercises on the other hand. So if you need to sit up a little bit higher, just get comfortable. You could sit on yoga blocks. All right. Then you're going to release the weight, and now we're going to do a handshake stretch. So you're pointing and flexing, and the front view of this is your hand is just making a gentle up and down movement. You don't have to go fast. You can go slowly. I'm just doing about 20 of these on each hand. But I feel it in my forearm and my wrist. I'm not using my elbow. And that was about 20 of those. Then gently, for your flexion exercises, press down on your fingertips. So I'm just taking the palm facing up like this and pressing down on my fingertips. And I'm gonna hold like this for about 20 seconds. These injuries do not heal quickly, but you do have to put in the effort to heal. Therapy, all that fun stuff. Then take the hand and push it palm facing down. So now this is where it's painful for me. So I'm just pressing gently against my knuckles for 20 seconds. All right. The final exercise on this side is a bicep curl. So you don't want to use your elbow. You want to support your elbow and bring your hand up and down. The elbow is supported. Ideally, you'd be doing this from a seated position, but I'm just showing you since we're in our quaint little spot here on the floor. So take a light dumbbell and just lower and lift and do your little bicep curl. Building that strength. Let's switch and do the other side. So the first exercise is the wrist curl up, rolling it up for 20. This one needs the strength exercise. I can feel it. 18, 19, and 20. I'm going to flip the wrist downward and pop it up the opposite way. Just very gentle exercises. Anybody can do these. Just seated position if you're at your desk. That was 20 of those. Open your palm back up. Now we're doing the squeezing exercise, the grip. So your elbow, this elbow is fine on this arm, but you're still resting your arm on top of something for support because we're focusing on the wrist. So you're just wrapping your fingers around a squeeze toy or even your same dumbbell. You don't have to go crazy. Now let's do the handshake stretch. So the hand points down and flexes back up. Just be careful. And I'm left-handed, so everything feels a little bit easier on my left hand, even though it's not too, it doesn't feel too great. It's a little painful. Okay, then taking the hand, palm facing up, press the fingers down and hold for 20 seconds. This is a slow and gentle workout to start. We're not overdoing it today, but it's a longer video, so hopefully you will benefit from some of these exercises. Then take your hand, palm is facing down, and you can turn your hand toward you and press on top of the hand gently. Just a little pressure there. All right, that was 20 of those. You don't need your stool anymore. We're gonna do the little bitty bicep curl here, and again, this elbow is fine. It's for the wrist strengthening aspect. You can get a heavier weight if you want to, but we're pressing the elbow into the leg. Also, you can do this from a seated position. Hello, Bob. Hello, are you stretching in a downward dog? Oh, that's, oh, okay, you're so cute. Oh my goodness. What a cute guy. You can set down your stool and your weight. We're gonna go into some seated leg exercises. So carefully adjust yourselves on your mat. Tall position, you don't want to slouch. Although you could do some of those. These are seated cat-cows. The exhale would be on the curve, And then the inhale would be when you're sticking your chest up. So if you wanted to do that, let's take our hands behind the neck and just do some seated, gentle pressing on the back of the neck with your fingertips. I promised a head to toe workout, and you can look to the left and to the right. Massage the back of your neck. So you're just looking over to the left, tilting your chin down. Now tilt it up and down, so the chin is going up towards the sky. I'm massaging into those little neck muscles. Nine and 10. And you can tilt your head over to one side, your left hand, gentle pressure to the left, and the head is drifting off to the right side. Holding for about 10 seconds here, and then carefully switching. If you want to apply gentle pressure to your neck, to your head, you could do that. Okay, now push the hands out and back. Again with the cat-cow, but just adding an arm movement, gentle. We're warming up the core and the belly. We will be doing some core work later too. All right, let's get our legs into it. So starting with your right leg, you're sitting up tall. You can use your hands for support or just sit up nice and tall and lower and lift the right leg. Go for 20. Let's do the other leg now. So lower and lift for 20. I'm pointing my foot on these. And 20. Now let's go with our our letter L. So you're going to lift up and swing the leg out to the side. My right leg is going to initiate here. So you lift up, swing the leg out, and then come back. So make that L and then bring it just back the same way. All that strength is in the quad muscle. 19, 20, switch to the other leg. So it's a lift and a shift. The doggy is there, so I'm going a little bit higher. And 20. All right. Let's do a seated bicycle exercise. So one knee is up and making a single leg bicycle. 9 and 10 and reverse. Heel is pushing out. 9 and 10. Now take the heel of the right leg and set it on top of the left knee and just open and close the knee for 10. And 9 and 10. Set that leg down. Let's bicycle the left leg. And reverse it. Heel is pushing out. 9 and 10. Take The left leg and the heel is just propped up on top of the right knee, and you're just folding open the leg so you make like a figure 4 out of your leg. All right, good. Now you can remove that leg, and then we're just going to roll back and come back to a seated position. This is working our core, and you feel that in the obliques. Press your heels into the floor if you need to, or you can bend your knees. Good. Now let's just hold here. If you feel your body shaking, that means your core is working. Keep it up. And then you can give it a little pulse. All right, and bring yourselves up. You can go into a forward fold. Your knees are bent, so see if you can straighten out your legs and then fold on top of the kneecaps. You can grab your feet, your heels, or flip your hands backwards and go palm up and fold forward that way. Just try to get your face as close to your knees as possible. Elongate in that spine. All right, now we're going to take it down to our backs and do some supine leg exercises. First, let's do our inversion hold. So you're coming into extended legs here. So ideally you would put your legs up against the wall, and you could do that if you want. Flex your feet. You could play around with your feet. Since we're working the full body, you could do some feet point and flexing here and just hang out in your inversion. You can also put your feet together, so turn your knees in and out, internally rotate. That works your inner thigh muscles. If you want to see the other view, so my legs are up straight now and I'm just turning my feet. Basically the heels will come together and then the tops of the feet. So then you see that the knees are going in and out in an exaggerated kind of way. All right, so that's a good little foot exercise. Let's take our legs and lower and lift. The hands can be placed underneath you or just out to the side. So this is a core activating leg lower and lift. Head is relaxed on the mat. You're not lifting your back up, you're just keeping it flat in a neutral position. Exhaling on the way down, and then inhale as you bring the legs up. A couple more here. Keep your neck also relaxed. Let's go and do double circles here. So swing the legs down to the left, come back up on the right side. Making sure you make contact with your mat the whole time. Then let's reverse the direction. Four and five. Legs are going to come back up. Let's do a single leg circle. So again, you can have your hands out to the sides and circle the left leg, 5 to the outside and then come back up and then switch the direction. Concentrating on the back. The back is pressed into the mat. And 5, and then come back up, set that leg down, and replace it with the other leg. And make sure you have plenty of space out to the side. I might have to turn my body a little bit so I don't hit that door. And that's 5. Take it back the other direction. And 5. Bring the knees in for just a little bit of a break. We're going to do our flying frog exercise. So the heels start together, push out straight, and then they go out wide. So you're coming in narrow and wide. This is all in the core and the legs. Push out, then separate the heels. Go out together, and then wide. Together, and wide. And do like 20 of these. As you push out, narrow, see if you can seal those legs together like a zipper. Push. Keeping the back pressed into the mat. And one more. All right. Now bring the knees in together. We're going to do the letter P stretch. So come out wide with one leg and then bring them back up to the center. Then come out with the other leg. So however you're comfortable, this is just a stretch, but it does require some leg coordination here. And 9, 10. Bring the legs in. Let's go ahead and do a happy baby since we're here. Stretch out the legs. Hip opener. Very good hip opener. Inhale and exhale. You can hold still here if you want. You don't have to move. Bring the knees back together. And we're going to do a reverse crunch. So the reverse crunch, you can keep the knees bent and lift up the hips or straighten up the legs and push up with the hips. You're going to feel this in your lower abs. Go for about 10 more. And 3, 2, and 1. And then bring them down. Give yourselves another hug. Shift to the left and to the right. And let's go ahead and do our supine arm series. I'm going to do this without weights. You can feel free to add in some dumbbells here. Knees are in tabletop. Let's just lower and lift the arms. This is good core control. Keeping your legs stable. Now let's do some circles. So come back to the center, circle the arms out. Ten, and then go backwards and up. And 9, and 10. Bring the arms back to the center. Bring the hands to the chest, and you're just going to open up the hands. 9, and 10. Keep the arms out wide. Sweep them against the sides for your angel arms. This is a lot harder when you're using the weights or springs. And 9 and 10. Roll like a ball to get up. And now we're going to go into our core work with the teasers. Okay, so core work, we're going to start here. Come into your teaser. If you need to put your heels to the floor, try that. So we're just trying to scoop and adjust the belly. Go ahead and pick your legs up off the floor. Open the arms, release the arms from behind the legs, extend out and come back. Just use control. And that was 10 of those. Now take the toes and tap them to the floor. Keep the knees pressed together. Good. Now open the knees just from this position. So from the front view, you're just opening the knees, floating here, working the inner thighs and the core. There we go. Now we're going to do a bicycle, seated bicycle. So one leg comes in and switch. So you're bicycling it out, one knee into the chest at a time. And 19, 20. Whew. You get so into it that you can almost roll backwards. Okay, let's do our Russian twist. You can clasp your hands together or use some weights. Either feet are hovering above the floor or set them down. And 29 and 30. Okay, now we're gonna do some V-ups. I see these a lot on the Peloton workouts that I do. So V-ups, you're gonna come up and release the whole body. So opening up, just like a double leg stretch. 9 and 10. Let's do the single leg version of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do the other leg. Just bring that knee in and roll it back. Nine and 10. All right, let's go into our abdominal stretch. This is also helpful for the neck and the back and the spine muscles. So come down onto your forearms. The palms can be open and just push with your forearms down to the floor. Squeeze your glutes together and hang out here, catch your breath. Let's do a single leg kick to go with it. I do the head turn, but you can hold still if you want. 8, 9, and 10. Push yourselves up into a child's pose. Get a good deep shoulder stretch here. Your head can rest on the mat or your chin. And then carefully roll back up, and that's going to be it for today's workout. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day. Bye.